Chapter 6, Purification, Morning, Jodi. So what's my little Punisher up to today? Sedelia asked, eyes narrowing like she already suspected trouble. Nothing really, but I might be gone for a few days. Celia says Belial wants me to co-possess a pair of young pure twin girls to tarnish their purity. Sedelia sighed, lips twitching between concern and a smirk. Alright, but be careful. The truer the faith, the more it can sting. And I don't want to explain to your father why you came home smoking. Well, be careful. It's just a torment, tarnish, and vacate the building gig. Okay then, have fun. Mom was always a worrywart, but in her own demon way, it was nice knowing someone cared if I came back singed. Dad was tied up in the Sixth Circle, dealing with the heretics. The tombs were malfunctioning again, apparently not heating enough to sear flesh properly. That would keep him busy for a while. It's not like he's in HVAC tech. I needed to find Celia. Ran into Rom, literally, and he told me she was heading to the Fifth Circle. He shifted back into his crow form mid-sentence and flapped off. Typical. At the Sticks, I spotted her lounging on the bank with a couple of junior demons. She wasn't tormenting anyone, no. She was betting on the fights. Wrathful souls clawing at each other in the sludge, while demons cheered like it was a prize match. The scene looked half gladiator pit, half carnival sideshow. Hey Jodi, what's up? I've got an idea and I need your help. Is it the atheist thing still? Yes, and I have a plan. I'm going to possess that cokehead scammer, and I need you to convince Dad he's ready for purification so I can get him into purgatory. Celia frowned. But you can't enter purgatory even through possession? I think I can. With that guy's pure atheism, it'll act like a buffer, like wearing a cloak against the holy burn. And then what? If he's so devout in disbelief, Michael might mistake it for conviction and grant ascension. That could take eons. Are you ready to endure something that painful? Time means nothing to us. Besides, his denial of everything might shield me from the holy light long enough. And if it works, then I'll prove there are non-believers in heaven. That God makes mistakes. You know this could end badly for all of us. How do you know it won't change things for the better? So, are you in? Celia's grin stretched unnaturally wide. That demon smile we can't help. Sure, I'm in. The same thimble pulsed again. It hummed and warbled as it expanded. The resin securing it evaporated. Before either overseer could blink, the thimble split into two identical twins. Both now glowed, resonating with each other in a low harmony, as if sharing a secret in a language only thimbles knew. Neither one nor two had witnessed such a thing. Their attention was absolute. Celia and I wasted no time heading to the coke ovens. She kept hounding me, literally, in hound form, snapping at my heels with that menacing grin asking if I knew what I was getting into. Of course I don't, I kept telling her, but I know it has to be done. The cokehead spotted us and dropped his coal. As he walked toward us, he smiled again. It's unnerving to see the tormented smiling. I told you I'd be back. So, what's the plan? You said it might change my fate. First, I said, even if you don't believe, I'm going to possess you. You'll feel me in every layer of your being. I'll have control, but we'll understand each other. That's the key. You have to stay strong in your denial, but convince Azazel you're ready for purification. Celia will help nudge him. Okay. Then what? Then you stay firm? Disbelief is still a kind of faith. Michael should see that conviction as truth, and truth could open the door to ascension. You mean, yes, me, a demon. You, a sinner and non-believer. We're going to heaven. And once there, we'll find more non-believers. And what's the point? As firmly as you deny God, I know he exists, but I also know he is fallible. If I prove it, he is not the omniscient, omnipotent being he pretends to be. He squinted. So I don't believe in a God, and you just want to pull the mask off yours? Sounds less like a plan, more like a dare. There is risk. If we fail, you'll suffer hell beyond imagination, and I'll be chained to you for eternity. No escape, no release. And if we succeed? Honestly, I don't know, but I need to find out. He smirked. Well, no time like the present. What do I do? Nothing. I looked to Celia. You know what to do. Yes, convince your father this one's worth redemption. Great. He's at the Raft Tombs. The heaters broke down again. Then I entered. Possession isn't just wearing a body like a coat. You get carte blanche to the whole interior. Mind, memory, essence. This one was stripped bare, just his tormented soul, but I could still see it all. The gambling urges, the Ponzi scam, the coke habit born of desperation and fear. But no malice. He hadn't set out to hurt those seniors. He just wanted to survive. The addictions were the true evil. That sincerity was my lever. If I could amplify it, Azazel would feel it too. Dalton? Your name is Dalton? I thought into the stream of his mind. He answered wordlessly, thought audible as if spoken. Possession is trippy like that. Good. Can you feel this? I dialed up his remorse, tuning it sharp like a blade. His mental voice quavered. Yeah, I feel it. Focus on it, but don't get comfortable. If you let it become normal, it loses its edge. This is what convinces my father. Let it overtake you, but don't let it settle. I hate it, he thought, raw and bitter. I'll never get used to it. I could sense the truth of it deep within him. Go get Dad, I said aloud in Dalton's voice. Celia actually jumped at the sound. She recovered quick though, nodded, and turned tail. Tell him you've been noticing this for a while, I added. I will. She bolted off, full dire hound, claws scraping stone as she sprinted toward Azazel. Celia returned with Azazel about an hour later. Pay no attention to them. Just act normal, I whispered into Dalton's mind. Anything out of place could shatter everything. Azazel and Celia were talking as she shifted back into her demon form. She pointed toward us and Dad just kept staring, watching, weighing. I dialed up Dalton's remorse, feeding it to the surface until his arms began to tremble in flames. Intriguing, this was a man who believed pain itself was nothing more than physics, stimulus and response. He told me the ovens weren't punishment, just equal and opposite. And somehow he was right. He'd built a wall of disbelief so strong that fire meant nothing to him, until I touched his remorse. That alone cracked him. Not the flames, never the flames, but memory, guilt, and shame. That's the true fire, I thought. And Dad will feel it. Azazel stepped into the oven. The flames bent away from him like grass before a gale. He reached out, touched Dalton's brow, and I felt the burn thread through his mind and soul flesh. I cranked the remorse higher, terrified he might sense me riding inside, but Dalton's ironclad non-belief kept me cloaked. Azazel released him and walked out, the flames snapping shut. He spoke briefly with Celia, then left. She lingered. Well? I asked through Dalton's gravelly voice. He said he felt something like remorse, but he wants your mom to look deeper. Shit, I muttered. What's wrong with that? Celia asked. Mom doesn't just see truths, she weaponizes them. She'd dig until she finds that one thread a soul can't bear, and then she unravel it over and over until flames seem merciful. If she twists his disbelief into yearning, even a flicker of belief, Azazel won't purify him. That won't happen, Dalton said, his voice steady, distant, and he meant it. I could feel it. His disbelief wasn't a shield, it was a fortress. Minutes later, Mom swept in beside Azazel. The ovens bent again, groaning. So this one thinks he's ripe for purification? She said with a laugh under her breath. Let's see. Azazel touched Dalton's brow again. Sedalia tilted his jaw open and slid her elongated fingers deep against the roof of his mouth, past the bone, into the hidden places of his mind. I felt her rifling through memories like knives through parchment. I shoved remorse forward, the faces of his victims blooming sharp and unavoidable. She flinched. That wasn't the truth she wanted. She dug deeper. Show her, Dalton thought, calm as stone. Show her the truth she can't twist. He opened himself, not to belief, but to the purity of disbelief, unyielding, uncorrupted, absolute. And Sedalia recoiled. There's nothing I can do with this one, she said. Why? Azazel pressed. Because his remorse is real. He punishes himself more harshly than we ever could. That is his torment. That is his truth.